If you're trying to figure out how to start your adoption, you may be overwhelmed by all of the information that you're finding on social media or anywhere else as you're researching. And you may find that information you're finding confusing, because how do you decide how to pick an adoption professional? How do you decide which way to go and what type of information is actually helpful for your family's journey? So what started as a simple desire to grow your family through adoption and maybe just give a safe and loving home to a child in need has now become this frustrating and overwhelming adoption journey. It doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to struggle through the adoption process. You can have peace through your adoption journey and know exactly the next step that you need to take. How, you ask? Well, that's what I'm going to be covering in this video. But before I get into that, make sure you click that subscribe button if you want to grow your family through adoption successfully, whether you're single or married. I also created a free adoption class just for you to learn how to grow your family through adoption successfully without losing time, money, or hope in the process. It's really going to demystify the adoption process for you and show you how simple it is to actually adopt successfully. Okay, so if you're interested in that, click the link in the comments below to get access to the free adoption class. All right, so what is the secret to a peaceful adoption process? It's actually really simple. It's following a tailored and proven adoption roadmap that is really specific to your family, much like following a GPS to get you to your desired destination. So imagine with me for a second. What if you knew exactly the next step that you needed to take in your adoption journey? What if there was no confusion about it? There was no anxiety about it? What if you knew the next step and the next step after that and the next step after that, and you knew with certainty that every step you were taking was the right one for your family and that you were guaranteed not to make any mistakes along the way? How would that feel? Would that feel more peaceful? Just knowing what to expect and knowing how to go through your journey and how to get you to the finish line? Well, following a proven adoption roadmap will give you that peace of mind. So what's an adoption roadmap anyway? Well, it's the step-by-step process that you take to get you to your desired destination. Again, much like a GPS. If you don't put a destination into your GPS, it's not going to take you anywhere. So the destination that I'm talking about here is knowing the type of adoption that you actually want to pursue. A lot of times when families start the adoption process, they may have an idea of the type of adoption they want to do. They may be thinking, oh yeah, we definitely want to adopt a newborn. You know, that's what we want. We don't want to think about foster care at all. But a lot of times it's because they don't understand the process and don't really understand what actually is best for their family as a whole. And so understanding all the pros and cons and what to expect from different types of adoptions actually brings you a lot more clarity about the type of adoption that's best for your family, the destination that you're looking for. I've had some families that went into a program that we offer thinking for sure they wanted to adopt a newborn. They came out of the program deciding that fostering to adopt was actually the best thing for their family to do, okay? Through the Adoption Success Accelerator program, we have helped families like Jessica, like Allison, and like Kinsey adopt successfully and peacefully. Okay, that's really important because who wants to go through the adoption process overwhelmed and worried every second of the day? You want peace through your journey. And they did that when they followed our program because they had a tailored adoption roadmap to help them so that they knew exactly the next step they needed to take that was tailored to their family's needs, their family's budget, and their desired destination. So through the program, we work with families who have already decided that adoption is the best route for their family to grow. So if that's you and you want to know how we can help you through the Adoption Success Accelerator program, click the link below in the description box to learn. So you want to be very clear about your destination. Where are we going here? Do we just want to grow our family and we just want to be able to help some kids? Or are we set on we have to adopt a newborn or we have to adopt from a certain place? You want to be really clear about your intentions because otherwise the GPS will be of no use to you, right? The roadmap won't help. Another reason why when families are starting out with their adoption journey, it can be confusing and overwhelming for them is they look at somebody's adoption success story and they're thinking, okay, if I follow the same thing they did, then I'm going to get the same results. Okay, one of the dangers of doing that is that even if that family has the same destination as you in mind, let's say you really want to adopt a newborn, you've decided that that's what you want to do, and this family adopted a newborn 5 times, maybe 3 times, and they've had success every time. It's very tempting to listen to their advice, right? And to try to do exactly what they did to get to where they got to. But the thing is that even if a family has the same destination as you, they adopted a newborn and you want to adopt a newborn, the specifics that they took along the way to get there may not be the same that you want to take to get to that same destination. So let me give you an example that hopefully will help illustrate this. Let's say that there's two different families, family A and family B. They both love Florida. That's where they vacation every single year. They will never go to any other state because there is a specific city in Florida that they love so much and they always go to every year. Their kids love it. That's just their favorite destination, okay? So it's like the same thing as, two families that want to adopt a newborn. They know that's where they want to go. They love it. But let's say family A, they love Airbnbs, and that's where they always stay. They don't like staying in hotels. They don't like staying anywhere else. They love Airbnbs. And let's say family B, they've tried Airbnbs and they've never liked it, and so they love hotels. That's where their families thrive, okay? Now let's say family B is trying to get advice from family A, and family A says, hey, this is the Airbnb that we used in Florida. It's amazing. It has a pool. It has all these amazing amenities, and it's so awesome. So family B innocently says, okay, great. Well, since they went to the same place and they have the same destination and the same goals that we have, we will use that same Airbnb that they used. And maybe this time it'll work out for us, right? So of course, family B books that Airbnb, and they go through the whole thing and they're so disappointed because they didn't like the Airbnb. And they think to themselves, dang it, why did we even do this Airbnb? We know we don't like it. We know we've tried it before, and we know we do better in hotels. So that story is just to illustrate the fact that even though both families have the same destination, they both love Florida, right? In the same way, like two different families that want to adopt a newborn, the specifics that take to get there may not be the same. And sometimes it's just preferences, right? Some families prefer to do things themselves. They're like the hardcore DIY people. And maybe they're like, we're going to self-match. We want to put our profiles online. We want to just try to connect by ourselves. And that's just a strength that they have, and they love that. And maybe this family over here is like, we don't know how to do any of that. We don't want to do that. We have the money, so we're going to pay for a professional to help us with all of that, right? These are specifics that are very different for these two families, even though their goal is the same and their destination is the same. So one of the dangers when you're starting out in looking at somebody else's success story and trying to copy that is that the specifics they took to get there may not be the same specifics that you need to get you to that same destination. Now, if you're looking at a family who was adopted successfully, but their destination is not the same as yours, right? Let's say this family adopted internationally, you're wanting to adopt from foster care. I mean, obviously following their advice is not going to help you at all because they don't have the same destination, right? So for you to have a peaceful adoption process, you want a roadmap that takes into account your preferences. An example of a preference can be your budget. Okay, some families have a big budget. They can spend $40,000 to $50,000, and they're okay with working with 3 different professionals if that's what it's going to take because they can afford it, right? Other families are thinking, man, we can maybe cap out at $20,000 and we can't really spend much more than that, right? Those are preferences that could really change the methods and the way that you actually go about your adoption, the journey that you take to get to your desired destination. Okay, so to recap, the secret to having peace through your adoption journey is knowing your destination, being really clear on your destination, and then following the steps that you need depending on your preferences. For example, your budget, the amount of support that you want, things like that, your preferences to help you get to your destination. To find out the steps that you need to take to adopt a newborn, click that video right here to watch it next. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. All right, bye-bye.